Hey, what's going on, guys? Today is day 4 of the Pawntakespawn.com viral marketing campaign Easter egg for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and today, just like days 3, 2, 1, and even the crate opening day, I'm going to talk to you all about the Easter egg, explain everything you need to know, and break everything down. This way you're caught completely up to date, and by the end of the video, if you do go ahead to enjoy it, because you guys can, really enjoy the previous few videos, make sure you drop it a thumbs up, as well as make sure you are subscribed to the channel. This way you don't miss either of those previous videos that I uploaded, this video, as well as any other future Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, viral marketing campaign videos like in the next few days, informational, reveal videos, and all that stuff over the next coming months. And even when the final game comes out, all the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies information, tutorials, guides you'll ever need to be an absolute beast, because we try to make the absolute best guides on YouTube. But with that being said, let's move into it. So again, today's day 4, 8/17/2020, and today could be 1 or 2 days before the madness, before we get potentially a reveal. We're not going to get a reveal tomorrow, we know that, but it's very possible that we get one on August 19, 2020, and at the very least, on August 19, 2020, we will have all of the information we need to solve these ciphers and decode all the text and stuff. Regardless of how long it's going to take, we should have all the information we need in order to solve all the crazy, very intricate stuff that we have going around Warzone and on Pawntakespawn.com. We'll explain that and break that down in a second. But again, just onto that, if we're following the pattern of Pawntakespawn.com, the 19th is the end of the stuff on that website, which means that we could be getting a reveal or a trailer on that date, and then or even the 20th. Like it can conclude on that day. Then we can have to do something on our end, get codes, input them into the site, input them into Warzone, and then maybe get a reveal or a trailer from there. There's a lot of different ways this can go, but I'm just pointing out that at least on the 19th, that should be the end of the Pawntakespawn.com informational collection state. And if tomorrow even is, then we could probably get a trailer on the 19th. But again, nothing's confirmed. We'll just have to wait and see. Just wanted to update you on the trend of the way things are going in terms of dates. And again, keep in mind that this could just be phase 1 of a multi-phase process, which I would hate, but that could be the case. But with that being said, make sure you guys drop a comment down below letting me know what you think is going to happen with this Easter egg. Are we going to get a reveal trailer, a reveal, a trailer, both, which would be a reveal trailer, or something else? What do you think is going to happen despite what I just said? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below in the comments. But with that being said, moving into the actual new stuff that happened today over at Pawntakespawn.com/EMC2, the website was updated to show the updated dates 1977 through 1978, and then of course by the end of the day it was updated to say day 4, 8/17, which again continues the trend of new information collection one day at a time. And of course at Pawntakespawn.com/TV, the tapes were updated, and you guys are gonna love this. 1961 through 1962, which was the first tape, was now updated to V4. That is the tape with the green dot. 1968 through 1969, which was tape number 2, was updated to V3. That is the tape with the orange dot. 1972 to 1973 was updated to V2. That is the tape with the blue dot. And then 1977 through 1978 was updated with just added to the website, V1, and that is now a tape with a pink dot. And the reason why I mention that is because those dots may have some kind of correlation to the ciphers, to decoding, to the Easter eggs that we have going on. So it's always important to pick up on anything and everything that may be extremely important. Even if you don't think you're going to hunt or solve anything, you may eventually dive into something if it's a little more simpler than it may seem right now. You never know, but we'll see. Important to mention. Next, the numbers that have been appearing on the TVs and screens like that, I'm starting to think that they may be specific to what's on screen. Now again, this isn't confirmed, this is just my quick idea, and I'll read the numbers out to you, the new numbers, the revised numbers, and all that. But I'm starting to think that we may have to work out a separate code, maybe through some of the ciphers, right, to get specific different numbers, and then we use those numbers that we get from maybe the ciphers to go to that specific point in the video, and where that actual numbers appear on the screen, and see what happens. So for example, maybe we do one of the ciphers, and maybe we get a word or something, but maybe that's also a code in some way, and then maybe it's like 0715-6, and then maybe we have to go into the video and see what happens at 0715-6, and maybe we'll get something like that, or something to that capacity. Maybe that'll give us a hint on something we have to do, maybe in-game in Warzone, who knows? Maybe something to that capacity could happen, but I don't know. I'm just finding it extremely fishy that there are so many numbers. There is also one thing to note, is that I believe it's with the Venona cipher. I believe that a lot of numbers could be used to get to different words out of a full paragraph of like code and stuff like that. I believe different numbers could be used to get to different words out of paragraphs. I'm not exactly sure how that works, so I'm not going to go too in depth on that because it wouldn't make sense for me to do so. But at the very least, although it doesn't make sense to me right now that we have so many numbers and that I think it may be more realistic to go down the route that I just said, I don't have knowledge of the ciphers, so I could be completely off there. So keep that in mind. What I said is definitely a possibility, but also there's a whole nother side to the mysterious cipher thing and to the numbers most likely that I and most of us here just don't see or know about, and really most people don't know about because they just don't give themselves the knowledge to decode ciphers. Although that's something I want to learn, that's not something that I have currently learned just yet. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, and also it is completely possible, although I doubt it. Like, there's no way, but there's a chance that the numbers could be useless. I just wanted to throw that in there. I doubt it, maybe just to throw us off, but they're gonna probably be used in some way, shape, or form, and I believe it's gonna be the next charge cipher. But I don't know. Again, I could be completely wrong. Let's move on to the actual numbers themselves, though. So as for the V1 tape, 1977 through 1978, of course, it's only V1 because that's the brand new tape today. It is 03, 02, 07, 08, 05, 01, 01, and 07. Those are the numbers for that. Then the new Black Ops style numbers in 1972 through 1973's tape, V2, it's 07, 25, 54, 09, 06, 54, 50, 07, 59, 25, 50, 02. And by the way, the reason why they're on your screen right now is because maybe some of you want to, hunt this Easter egg later on, or try to solve the ciphers later on down the line, and you'll have all the numbers and information available to you, and you could just screenshot this or whatever you may want to do, just throwing them in there for you, okay? Then the next set of Black Ops style numbers is in the 1968 through 1969 tape. Like I said, this was the second tape to be released. It's the second most out, and this is tape V3. The numbers are 15, 09, 06, 10, 24, 04, 25, 18, 11, 12, 22, 19, 13, 01, 16. By the way, I know I'm talking fast. YouTube invented a 0.75 times speed for a reason, so if you want to watch it slower, do that. Don't complain that I'm talking too fast. Anyways, moving on, we have the new Black Ops style numbers in the 1961 through 1962 tape, of course. Once again, this is tape V4, and we have 60, 08, 52, 15, 93, 37, 71, 15, 08, 25, 37, 60, 48, 18, 63, 28, and we still have a lot more stuff to cover today, but at the very least, those are all the brand new numbers. And just to catch you guys up, just in case you didn't watch the previous few videos just yet, I know you will, and you will later, but just in case you didn't, those numbers were a lot less plentiful on the first day. So for example, the tape I just read you, 1961 through 1962 V4, the first day it was uploaded, it was just V1, and there were 3 numbers there. However, over the last 3 days, it has been updated so many times, well, 3 more times, to include a bunch more numbers, and that's the reason why it's starting to throw people off and get us really confused, but that's the case there. And again, just go over the ciphers. I believe there are 4 of them. I'm not exactly sure, but as the ones I can think of off the top of my head, again, this isn't really relevant right this second, so I'm not showing you documentation because it's not really relevant just right this second yet. But we have a PSG cipher, we have a Nick Charge cipher, and we have a Venona cipher, I believe. Those are the 3 off the top of my head. But very excited to see what people do with it. And by the way, Vonahor just tweeted out right now. Let me just see what he said. I think Nick Stack. Apparently it's a Nick Stacked. I don't know. There's 3 or 4 different ciphers. We have no freaking clue what's going on with the ciphers, or most of us don't. However, when there's updates to that, I'll let you guys know. And by the way, Vonahor's tweet was nothing of any importance. But again, I'll try to keep you guys updated on the ciphers and try to provide a little bit more documentation since we're going to get closer to solving them tomorrow. But again, just because today, for the purpose of most of us watching this video, it's not going to be that relevant anyways if I showed you that information. But again, that'll come tomorrow, hopefully. And then, of course, alongside the tapes and the numbers that we're playing, there was a brand new Warzone code that was integrated into the messaging, into the videotape on the bottom on the VCR player, and it said WZ B797264138. And of course, if you guys were keeping up to date and you watched or even if you watched the previous few videos, you know that WZ stands for Warzone, B7 stands for the coordinate you have to go to, and then 972644138 is the code, the 8-digit code that you must put into that keypad to get into that bunker/door. We've had an instance of it each and every single day since the first day of teasers, documentation, and information collection. And of course, inside each and every location, there is new stuff. And speaking of, what that location actually led to was bunker number 1, and you're going to see gameplay in your stream by, I believe, Prestigious Key. Whoever it is, the gameplay they're at will be in the top right, but shout out to them, legends. But yeah, this code opens up bunker 1, and one thing to note is that there is a really weird book that could be a hint on how to solve or decode one of the ciphers. Again, I'm not exactly sure how the Venona cipher works. I believe it was Dalek that had mentioned something about it. I'm not even sure if it was Venona cipher, but apparently there's one of the ciphers where you have to use numbers to go to locate certain points in a book to get or to get words out of paragraphs. I'm not exactly sure if those things are correlating properly, but at the very least, it would make sense now that we have, this mysterious book inside this bunker. We have a bunch of different numbers that are seemingly making no sense right now. now, maybe that's what they're actually for, is to go to certain points in a specific book and you know, get certain words out of there, and maybe that'll make a message of some sort. Again, I'm not exactly sure. I didn't really listen too much to that because right now we're still in the informational collection state. New ideas that come along each and every single day sometimes are thrown out just because the next day's information completely kills that. So, and by the way, another thing I want to remind you of is that there's going to be a phone number at some point in time that we call and apparently type in a 6-digit code, and that would lead us to something else, some other code, some other piece of information. Not quite sure what that is yet, but apparently Noah has it. I believe I may be able to get my hands on it as well, but again, I don't even know if that's actually supposed to be solved yet. I believe that's technically leaked via the completion of one of the ciphers. I'm not sure if the cipher is actually completable yet. I believe one of them actually is, so maybe that's where they got the phone number from, but at the very least, we don't have any direction onto where to go with the 6-digit code, at least. You know what I'm saying? So at the very least, there is a phone number out there, and it will be used at some point in time for more information for this viral marketing campaign Easter egg. I just wanted to throw that out there. So we have phone numbers, we have a weird book inside of Bunker 1 now, like I said, which could be another IRL thing that we have to do. And again, just around the room in Bunker 1, there's more cipher related material, documentation, and all that stuff that extremely talented minds, and or at least educated on the topic minds, will say, will use to solve these ciphers and stuff like that. I just don't have knowledge of it, or at least not yet. Maybe I'll try to knowledge or get some knowledge of it over the next few hours to see if I can try to dip my toes into it, but we'll have to wait and see. Regardless, there's more cipher related stuff and documentation around the room, and also there's more of an RCXD being built, just like yesterday in the previous room that we went into. There was an RCXD being built again. Although I do believe an RCXD probably is coming to Black Ops Cold War, I don't necessarily believe that this is exactly telling us that that's the case. I think it's more of just a hint onto, you know, this is a Black Ops Cold War teaser. This is Black Ops Cold War related material, and, you know, in the next game, or the next game is going to be a Treyarch game, because the RCXD, I believe, is a Treyarch, you know, a score streak or whatever. Yeah, I believe it's considered a score streak. So I think that's what they're kind of teasing there, that it's Treyarch's turn, not necessarily that in the next game this is what's coming. You know what I mean? And even in the room yesterday, there was a 115 reference. It wasn't, you know, just straight up the number 115. I believe it was 1-15, and even the word March, I believe that's what Daint over on Twitter said to me. I never actually took a look at it for myself, but regardless, just the number 115 being present, I don't think that's a direct reference to the Ether story. I believe that's just a reference to zombies and a nod to Treyarch, again letting us know that there is Treyarch multiplayer with the RCXD and Treyarch zombies coming up this year again with the 115 references. So again, don't take everything for face value, kind of try to look for the meaning behind it. I don't want to sound like an English teacher trying to pull, you know, a hidden meaning out of a fucking rock on the side of a road, but, you know, sometimes you got to do a little bit of digging. That being said, at the very last thing in this room, at least, we still have a few more things to talk about. The very last thing in this room was another elevator, and that's interesting because yesterday's room, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, it actually contained an elevator as well. And why are there elevators? Like, are we gonna have to use them at some point in time in some kind of event? Maybe we have to take them down to a secret other bunker for protection. Maybe there's just gonna be another place that we have to go to via the elevators to see something that we'll never see before and can only see once. Know what I'm saying? Very peculiar, very interesting to note, and very excited to see if we'll actually use those elevators. But moving into the next thing, that's it for that bunker and the Warzone stuff. Treyarch actually updated their story today, and there was more of an emphasis on like the side stuff, the phone, the computer, and even the calling card in the background. Now, I'm not exactly sure if the calling card in the background is from Modern Warfare or IW Zombies, or sorry, not IW Zombies, just Infinite Warfare. But I believe it is from Modern Warfare, and it's been there for a while. But for some reason, they decided to take this calling card and throw it in the back and plaster it on the wall, along with the Warzone map on the right. But again, that's not what they were emphasizing today. Usually I would just say that the stories are a teaser towards, or not really a teaser, just a reminder that there's a viral marketing campaign going on. And yesterday they tweeted out, or maybe it was 2 days ago, they tweeted out the rocket and just a shot of the computer, and I was like, okay, or the TV, right? They're just telling us that there's something going on, nothing big here. But today, again, they didn't put the emphasis on the TV, but they put the emphasis on the phone and kind of like the stuff on the left hand side, which makes me very interested, you know, about the stories. Maybe it is a teaser, maybe I was right the previous 2 days, maybe there actually is nothing to it, but it's just a little interesting that they're putting more focus now on the phone, maybe even the calling card in the background and the computer on the left hand side. Just a little interesting, if I must say. But yeah, Treyarch updated their story today. Just pay that some mind, okay? And now the next thing I want to discuss really quickly before we conclude is that the videos that were released today, of course, the videos are important to some extent, although there were ciphers and different stuff that we're gonna have to decode for this viral marketing campaign Easter egg. The actual videos themselves, although they aren't, or probably aren't going to be directly related related to the campaign, although we could definitely live in this universe, although, you know, we've had leaks and rumors saying that we're gonna have flashbacks, but regardless, although the campaign may be focused around this exact universe where we have, you know, JFK is president at one point, and, you know, it's during the Cold War, and there's emphasis on certain stuff like going to the moon and stuff like that. Although that's very possible, we have to also keep in mind that the campaign may even take place in an alternate reality, or maybe even in between the gap years of the video that they released. But at the very least, I still think that it's important to have knowledge of what was going on in the videos. Again, even if the campaign isn't directly related and it's maybe an alternate universe where the events may unfold or unfold differently, or we have to control the events in some way, again, I still think it's important. So very quickly, just 3 quick points that I can take away from the videos is that, 1, there was another kind of like emphasis on women's rights in the videos, like woman empowerment, which is cool. And then we saw a lot of American flags too. We also saw some presidential speeches as well. There was, again, emphasis on presidential stuff, women's rights, really just America, of course. And another thing is space travel, moon landings, rocket launches, JFK. All of those have seemed to be a common theme in each and every single one of these videos. And again, another important thing to note as we're concluding here, Pawntakespawn.com/EMC2 is the webpage where everything gets updated. Of course, by the end of the day, once we had all our documentation, information, we got all our codes, we were in the Warzone bunker, we got all that stuff in there, and we found everything out. They updated /EMC2 to cross out day 4 and then, you know, unveil day 5, which is 8/18, which is tomorrow. Of course, I'll make another update video tomorrow talking about all this. But again, keep in mind that EMC2 comes from the formula, Newton's, I believe, or Einstein's formula, E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the coefficient, or sorry, the constant for speed squared. The speed of light squared. Jesus, I'm sorry. My brain's like fried right now. I'm trying to talk really quickly so this video wasn't too long, but it's going to wind up being long anyways. But regardless, it's E equals mc squared. And that formula is an energy formula, as I just said, and that's typically used in stuff like rocket launches, or even if you're gonna go reversal, right? Maybe you're gonna launch a missile down on the Warzone map. I may be veering out a little bit too far here, but again, I'm just mentioning that because it is stuff that we have seen in leaks and rumors for Warzone with events and stuff like that. Although I still don't know if that's going to be the case. Nobody knows if that's going to be the case. It's just important to mention EMC2, again, is still an energy formula, and at the very least, even if it's not hinting towards something crazy that's going to go down Warzone with some kind of event, maybe the map gets nuked or something, right? At the very least, it's still hinting towards that rocket launch or something launching. That formula is important, and they're just sneaking it in there as the update page. So again, just keep in mind, Pawntakespawn.com/EMC2 is actually based off of the formula. Again, it does have importance, especially with what we're talking about and when we're looking at the tapes and just taking everything as a whole for what it is. But again, that's pretty much it. Today is 8/17/2020, August 17, 2020. That is a recap of day 4 of the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War viral marketing campaign, Easter eggs, and everything broken down and explained to you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop it a thumbs up, as well as make sure you are subscribed to the channel for, again, not only today's video, but the previous 3 days and even Monday's crate opening Easter egg, as well as the next few days of the Black Ops Cold War viral marketing campaign. Hopefully the reveal, hopefully the trailer, and then when the few months before the game, I'll update you guys on all of that information. And then, of course, when the game finally comes out, I'll give you guys the absolute best guides for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Since this is a zombies channel, I will see you guys later. Have a great day.
I've been wishing for some better days.